This is what you're going to be making today. It's made out of ink and a little bit of watercolor. I've just made a mock-up matting out of construction paper just so you can see what it will look like in a black matting and a nice back frame. If you want to have a better picture, you can look on my blog and take a look at it. Hi, my name's Veronica, and we are going to be doing some maple leaves. The items that you'll need is you'll need one large container of water and then a smaller container of water. The smaller container of water, we're going to keep it fresh and clean. You'll also need some masking tape, some maple leaves from outside, one jar of ink, some brushes, Archer's 140-pound paper, and a piece of cardboard. What I've done is I've taped the Archer's 145-pound paper onto the cardboard, and I've arranged a few leaves on the paper. For art, it's better if you do it in an odd number, so I've arranged 5. I've done some that are coming off the page and one that's completely on the page, and I'm having it point down in a downward motion. And that's the end of part 1. We're back. What I did was I traced each of the leaves, and it's all ready. The only thing that I forgot to tell you that I do use is a paper towel. So you need a paper towel. So the first thing you need to do is you need to wet the paper, and the paper has to stay wet. It has to, when you hold the paper at an angle, it has to have a shine on it. So what I'm going to do is just going to wet these leaves and adjust the paper if you need to. If you notice, the leaves aren't done perfectly. This is sort of a modern piece. It's not meant to be realistic. And all we're doing is we're just using black ink. It'll give you a feel for the flow of the ink, so when we start to do it in watercolor, you'll have a better feel for it. Okay. Okay. So this water I keep as my clean water, and this water right here is my dirty water with the ink, black ink in it. So I'm going to, my paintbrush is wet, I'm going to sort of dry it off a bit, and then I'm going to dip it in the ink, and I'm going to just go around it. And you can smooth the edges up. If they're a little jagged, you can smooth it up after. It doesn't have to be perfect now. You can see a little bit that the shine is almost ready to go. So you have to keep on working at it quite fast so you still have the shine of the water and it isn't dull. I'm going to choose the best brush here. Okay. Tilt it a bit so it can run Give it a nice, interesting texture and look. There. I'm just going to fix the edges up now. I might have to fix them up a little bit more later. Okay, I'm going to start on the next one. Because the first one has a lot of color in it, I'm just going to do an outline of this one. And you'll find that it does work a lot better if you let the water soak a little bit in, and even if you have to wet it twice. So I'm impatient, so I just wet it. Hope I'm not moving this around too much, that you're not getting this in the camera. I'm not even dipping it in. There. This is better. So you don't even need drawing skills for this, because you would just trace the leaf. This picture looks great when you get it in a nice black matting and a black frame. Looks really nice in a modern setting. Okay. Okay, I want this side to run, so I'm going to add some water right there and cheat a bit. There. And start the next one. And you just continue on and do this with all the leaves. Okay, I'm working on my last leaf. I've already wet the paper, and I'm just going to go around it. Okay. Whoa, that's not great. Okay. You can see a lot of pencil marks in this afterwards. Once it's thoroughly dry, you can go and erase all the pencil marks. My pencil marks are too dark. You should, hopefully you didn't do yours as dark as I did. There, finished. Okay? All you have to do is sign your name somewhere, maybe in the bottom right hand corner, or your initial. I've also taken the liberty of cutting some construction paper. Usually don't take the tape off until it's thoroughly dry, so actually I better leave that. And I've cut some construction paper so you get an idea of what it would look like in a black matting. Now, I look at it like that and it looks kind of bland. Maybe what we could do is do some blue, a little bit of blue in the skies, like if you're looking up in the sky. I do have watercolor paints here, so what I'm going to do is just wet my paper. I'm going to close up my ink just in case I spill it. Just going to sporadically wet it in a few areas. If you don't want to do this and you don't have watercolor paint, then you don't have to. I just think it looks kind of, oops. Let's try that out. Okay, I think that's good. And just dip this in a little blue. This is Antwerp blue that I'm working with. Last time I used my watercolor paints, I did it on the beach, so there's a tiny bit of sand in it. Just test it and make sure it's nice and light. There. What I'm going to do is later, once it dries, the areas where it's leaking, I'm just going to extend the leaf out so you can't tell as much that I let it. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Gives it a little bit more oomph. Yes, I like that much better. And I will have a finished copy of this on my blog. There. That's it. Thank you very much.